Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to go ahead and paint something on the 370Z. One thing that I've always wanted to change on the car is the little inserts that go on the door or the panel. They are like a tan color. I don't really like that color at all, especially because it gets really dirty. I want to change it out, paint it red, that way I don't really have that issue anymore. And also the inside is going to look a lot more appealing because now it's going to be like a different color to match everything else that I have in the car, because I do have a few like red accents here and there. So let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what we're going to be doing, what materials I'm going to be using. We're going to start removing the door panels, that way you guys kind of get an idea of what you have to do if you have to do this on your own. Alright, so here's the 370Z. As you guys can see, she looks super sick. I just finished the splitter up. Looks really dope. Completes the look of the car with the wing and everything. Like, the car has never looked this good. It's never looked complete in a long time, especially with the rear wide body. Now everything's done, so it looks really sick. Just look at that. It looks super dope with everything complete now. We're going to be going ahead and changing this out. We're going to be taking off the doors, taking these things out, painting them, and then putting them back in once they dry up. So it should look pretty good. But you can see that's all tan, has a few stains on there. For my passengers, I don't know what happened, but whenever you put your hand on there, and maybe if they have some type of lotion or something, is going to leave a stain. I've actually never removed the door panel on the 370Z, so it's going to be my first time. I think there's a total of 3 bolts that you need to remove. Once you remove those, the whole thing will come off, and then you can go ahead and start popping it off and then taking the little bolts that go to the back of the actual panel. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start removing that. You have one right here. You're going to use your flathead right on the side. Push upward, it's going to pop out. Same thing right here. It's flathead. Push it outward and it's going to pop out. Then you have those 2 10 mils right there. And then you have the one up here. Once that's done, you should be able to pull the entire thing off. Grab it from the side and then pull towards yourself, and it should start removing it. There's one clip holding it in that you need to remove, so let's remove that and then we should be good. Now here's the back. You do have to remove quite a few bolts in order to remove this back panel right here. So pretty much all of these surrounding it need to be removed. Every single one of these, including this plate right here, because it attaches right there to the bottom. But once you remove all that, it's going to pop off, and it's going to look like this. Every single one of those has to come off. And here's the back side. All of them removed. And then here's this plate right here. Just a bunch of little screws, bolts that go in there. I mean, you can also remove this right here if you want to, like, if you want to take off like this top part and like wrap it or something, you're able to do that as well. I've seen a few people do it in carbon fiber. I would like to do that, but maybe that'll be done in the future. I'll keep that red, and then I'll do this in carbon fiber. I think that'll look pretty sick, but maybe we'll save that for another video, especially because right here it's damaged. So in order to fix that, I'll just make it into carbon fiber. Let's go ahead and head to the backyard. I'm gonna start painting the pieces, that way you guys can see how it looks. All right, so here I have one of the pieces. I've already put in a few sprays on it already. I'm going to do about one more. I'm using this right here, vinyl and fabric. Specialty color from Duplicolor. It's red, so it looks really nice. It looks better like once it's in sunlight. Right now it's pretty dark out, so it's about to rain. One thing I would highly recommend is that make sure you properly clean this before spraying it. Because, for example, right here, where I put my hand over a lot, it looks really ugly. You can see a lot of the grease still. Even though I tried cleaning it a little bit, there's still some grease on there, so you can kind of see how ugly it looks right there. But it's not going to be super noticeable. You're mainly going to see like this top part right here. I would like to add a design on here, but it looks really good and simple like this as well. But yeah, you can do many things with this. I've seen a few people actually wrap this in carbon fiber as well, or they remove the entire fabric, put a new fabric, so you could do that and just add an adhesive promoter and then just stick it on there. But yeah, we're going to do a few sprays. I'm going to do a total of 3. This so far is 2. And I'm going to do a third one. And then after that, it should be good. So I'm going to spray it once more. And then we're going to go ahead and install it onto the car. Your first coat can be really light. I obviously sprayed it already, but it was tan. And you pretty much just want to go through it. Full streaks. To make sure it's even throughout the whole thing. And then get the sides as well. You may have to pick it up a little bit in order to get the sides. That way you don't have any spots or anything left on there. Look around, see if you missed any spots. especially in the outer parts, because you don't want to see anything that doesn't look colored. Like right there, you can kind of see a little bit that needs to be colored a little bit right there. All right, so let's go ahead and finish it up. Once I finish it, I'll go ahead and show you guys how it looks like installed onto the panel. So let me show you how one of them looks like installed. That looks 100 times better. I'm not even gonna lie, it looks so good. I didn't expect it to come out this good, but it looks super dope. Like, I was stuck with the tan color for a long time, and I always wanted to change it, and I'm so happy I did, because this looks way better. Like, it looks more pleasing, and I think inside it's gonna look even better. But you can see it in the light right now how good it looks. I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit rough, but I'm not sure if maybe like after a while it'll kind of go away. But it's not super hard, it's still soft. But nothing's coming off on my fingers. You guys can see it's been dry for about, I would say 30 minutes since I sprayed it. So it does dry pretty quickly. But man, the end result, it looks so dope. I'm gonna go ahead and install that one right now so you can see how it looks. Alright guys, so those clips that you just saw were actually taken about a year ago, but I never got around to posting the video and showing you guys how it turned out. So right now I'm gonna show you a clip of how it looks a year later, how it's turned out, if there's any issues. That way you guys can see for yourself if it's worth it or not. So let me go ahead and play this clip. Alright guys, so let me give you an update on how this came out. As you can see, there's quite a bit of cracking. I'm going to zoom in on this one right now in a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. But this side, it came out pretty good. It's still in good shape. Nobody really sits in my passenger seat and puts their arm on there, so that's why it looks pretty good still. The car's really dirty. I just picked up dog food and stuff, so don't worry about it. The car's dirty right there. I haven't cleaned it in a while. But if you look at this one I use it a lot to put my arm on there, and you can see cracks all over right there. Same thing right here, just a bunch of cracks and fading. It did fade quite a bit on the top right here. You can see that's like faded compared to this side over here. This side's pretty good. There's a little bit of fading right there on the bottom where you can see like the sun hitting it. And I do use these a lot because I always have my hand like right here, and then when I have my hand on the wheel, my elbow is sitting on it, and that's why you can kind of see that there's like that dent right there from my elbow. If you want my honest review, it didn't last too long. It's only been like about a year since I did this. I just never posted the video, but now you guys can see how it came out. I do want to redo it, but I'm not going to paint it. I actually plan on wrapping it so I don't have this issue anymore. So I want to find like some cool fabric, and then if I do end up finding something that I really like, because I honestly have not found something that I really want to put on this, and then also like wrap this right here as well, because I have seen a few people do it just to match. I think it'll look really dope with the doors and then this matching right here. So in the future, if I find a wrap that I really like, I'm going to do a video on wrapping both of these things right here and then removing this again. So after reviewing that clip, as you guys can see, it does get pretty ugly over time, starts to crack and then fade from the sun. So if you do plan on doing this, there's a high probability that you will have to repaint it in the future. So just keep that in mind. Another thing that I forgot to add is if you wear a lot of long sleeve shirts, I do not recommend doing this at all, just because the fabric gets really hard after spraying it. So if you wear like a long sleeve and you put your arm on there a lot, it's gonna start to like kind of rip your sleeve and tear it up and start pulling the fabric apart. So just keep that in mind. If you wear a lot of long sleeve shirts, I would not recommend doing this at all. But overall, it did come out pretty good for the most part, but over time it is going to get pretty ugly. That's the only downside. So I think it would be better to actually put some fabric on there. There is like an adhesive promoter or some type of glue that you can spray on there and just put fabric over it. That's something that I do plan on doing on the future, but I want to find something that looks really cool to replace both of those bottom and top sections that I showed you guys that I want to like replace on the car. If you don't have a problem with those issues that I told you about, then it's okay, but it's just gonna get really ugly over time. So it's really up to you if you want to do this or not. It's only about 20 bucks. It's not really expensive, but it's a cheap model that you can do to your car if you just want to change it up a little bit for the meantime. That is gonna conclude the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.